Hello there and welcome to step 6 of my Paragon tutorial series. I am Sylphin. In the previous video, we looked at the last laning role, the off lane, and now we're into something that's arguably the most complicated, and that is the jungle role. We're going to look at the heroes that work well, some cards, strategies, and especially some really key rotations. So, ladies and gentlemen, just like always, head on over to versus AI, but this time you have to select experienced. The previous levels affect the level of health that the minions have, and we don't want to get you too used to having very easy time in the jungle, so this is for your own greater good. Select experienced or veteran and hit play. We are going to play really simple jungler, at least in my opinion, and that is Chimera. K for Chimera. Select him and lock in. So now that we are in, once again, open up your card shop and head on over to Vitality Fighter. Chimera and most junglers really suit having good vitality, but also some good power and some interesting things that happen here. Select some agility because we need a damage card off the bat. You need some kind of damage card, whether that be Call of the Week or Demolitionist in Chaos. So simply select Call of the Week and head over to the right jump pad and head on over to the jungle. Now, the jungle is going to take time for you to get used to, but it's fairly simple. In this right side of the jungle, here in the right side of our map here, there's one central green buff, and then there's 4 camps that are around it. Head on over to the right camp and start killing this camp. As a jungler, it is your job to farm the jungle, gain gold and experience, and simply try to stick with your team in terms of the economy department. Head on over to the bottom camp and start taking this one. There's many rotations that are possible in the jungle, but this one is definitely likely the easiest one to start off, and is simply pretty easy to memorize. It's right, the bottom camp that we just finished off, and then this left camp. We go on over to this left camp, and then we'll be going to the green buff. Now, the very important thing is that for Chimera, to keep it simple, first start off with his Spirit Regeneration ability. Basically, he gains health regen whenever you hit with your basic attack. As you can see, we're actually quite healthy. We have a lot of health, and we're just going to continuously gain that health regen every time we land a basic attack. So essentially, these camps aren't going to do very much. After we get the left camp, we head on over to the green camp, and as you can see, I'm hitting this middle green camp right here. Why am I hitting the green camp? Because melee heroes, like Chimera, have cleave, meaning that they do additional damage to enemy units and heroes that are nearby. So that's what I want to do here with this. Now, when I come over here, I cross the mid lane. As you saw, we crossed the mid lane, and then we head over to this black buff. The green buff that we got, and as you can see, just exploded there. What that does is it helps us clear these camps. The green buff, when people attack you, they take damage, and when it explodes, they take a lot of damage. The black buff that we just took there gives us the ability to slow enemy heroes when hit, and also gives us vision of all enemy heroes that are around us. Why am I going so fast? Because it's really important to get to this river buff. The jungle is very fast. It is arguably the most complicated role, because what you want is to kill this river camp, the one that I took a little while ago, at the 3-minute mark. You saw that I used some abilities. I used Chimera's Unleash ability, his Q, a few times in order to deal some more damage on those minion camps. And once you do that, then that speeds up your farm to get here by the 3-minute mark. Simply watch over that initial rotation over and over again to get accustomed to that rotation. Essentially, you start in the right side jungle, right, bottom, left, green camp. You come all the way over here to this black camp, get this, and then head through the jungle here to the river buffs. Here, I'm at the right side river buff. That's nicer for your mid laner to get. It's safer. They can kind of head back into your side of the map through here. That's why I like to get to the left river buff. Now, as you noticed before, we got a purple buff, and this one happens to be a blue buff. Different buffs do different things, and you will learn what they do, as it says right down there in the middle of your screen quite nicely. Blue gives you additional movement speed. Your purple camp, the purple buff gives you stealth so that enemies can't see you. There is other buffs as well that you will simply learn to see what those do. If you aren't quite sure what to do on the map, simply go back into your jungle and farm. Kill these white minions, and that is always something that you can do. But there's also something else that's very, very important, arguably more important, that a jungler needs to do as well. And that is called ganking. It's essentially a laner's form of rotations, but since you don't have a lane necessarily in the jungle, you just have the jungle. So you need to gank the enemy team and try to help your allies out, defend a tower, like I am doing right now with this Countess. I'm helping her take down these heroes and defend their towers, or attack the enemy heroes in their lanes, and especially the enemy duo or that you'll find in your left lane. As you can see, the Muriel and Revenant right here are in our off lane, or the enemy's safe lane, and they are people you want to gank or attack a lot. It's very important for you to attack the enemy carry and the enemy support and kill them and pressure them as much as possible, because again, that carry really likes his farm, and if you can deny that, if you can kill him, that is perfect. Now, there's a few jungle-specific cards that you really got to know about. One of them is the Mother Tree that you're seeing right here. Gives you health regen so you can stay healthy, bit of mana so you can use an ability or two, but a passive. Gives you mana regen and health regen while in the jungle. Basically, you can stay healthy with a lot of mana to gank lanes and be important for your team in the lanes and not only in the jungle. There's another card called Tyrant that gives you power and health as you kill more jungle minions, meaning you can just get more powerful while you get the farm that you already want. There's some other cards as well that you will discover on your own that are quite jungle specific, and you know what? Obviously, when we get into deck building, you want those cards in your jungle decks. So if this is all a little too much, don't worry, it is for a lot of people. The jungle role is quite complicated, and it takes a while for you to get used to exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Essentially, if there isn't a good opportunity to attack an enemy hero through looking at your minimap, a jungler is basically a role that you're just constantly staring at your minimap. If there isn't a good opportunity to attack an enemy hero or defend a tower from enemies, then simply just farm in your jungle. Farm, farm, farm. Kill these minion camps. You can use the green buff that you just saw explode there to either help you in clearing your jungle, or in attacking an enemy hero, as when enemy heroes attack you with the green buff, they will take damage and will also maybe have that shield explode and take a bunch of damage. That's basically the jungle roll. Is there an opportunity to gank or kill an enemy? If there isn't, or if a tower doesn't need defending, then just simply go back into your jungle and farm. While the green camp, the green buff with that shield and explosion helps you quite a bit in the damage department, this black buff that you're getting here, that you see me getting here, reveals allied enemy units, as we said earlier, but also applies a slow on basic attack hits. So if you can attack an enemy hero and especially gank the safe lane like you're seeing me do now, it's not the best time right now, but I will pressure this lane with my Feng Mao here. It's very, very powerful. You really want to have this black buff when attacking an enemy hero pretty much at all times, because it is so powerful. Now there is something you can do as well, and that is invade the enemy jungle. As you see here, I'm invading my enemy's jungle. The Muriel is trying to defend. And why am I doing this? Because I see that there's an enemy dead. There is the enemy Shinbi here is dead, so I'm going to take this advantage and try to take away the enemy's farm. Invading the enemy jungle is risky because you are in enemy territory, but if you see that you have that opportunity, say there are enemy heroes dead or they're all grouped up somewhere on the map, then definitely go and invade the enemy jungle as you see me doing here. So again, as I notice here, the enemy team here is pushed up, and I'm going to try to dive this tower. I'm being very risky. Can I do it? And I cannot. So always trying to see, is there an enemy hero to gank and kill? Are they pushed up like this howitzer? Or does a tower of mine need defending? Always wanting to try to kill an enemy hero or push a tower or defend your own. In addition to all the things we have said already, there's also something else very important, and that is at every odd minute mark, 11, 13, 15, etc., you need to be ganking the river. The river buffs here grant, obviously, those fantastic, power buffs or movement speed buffs, but they also grant health, mana regen. So that enables that maybe you've used an ability or two in the jungle, or you've used an ability or two and you're missing some mana from a gank. Well, you can go and get those river buffs and steal them from the enemy, but also get that power. Every odd minute mark, you need to be doing that as well. Very complicated role the jungle is, so take your time in getting used to exactly what you are doing. Now you might also be wondering, why are we playing Chimera? Simply because of that spirit regeneration passive. He's very easy to play. You just hit stuff, he stays healthy, and with his ambush, his right mouse button, he can simply stay on heroes very easily, and with his lock-on ultimate, makes him very simple. He is a relatively simple hero to play and learn the jungle role with. He is kind of in one category of jungle heroes, and that category is jungle heroes with sustain. Chimera, he regenerates health, and there are other heroes like this as well. Rampage has great health regeneration as well, so he stays healthy while he's in the jungle. And there's also Kwang. Kwang is somebody who has lifesteal, so that the more he attacks something, he also can stay healthy as well. So there's a couple heroes that have great sustain that make it really easy to play in the jungle, and then there are some that don't necessarily have that sustain, and that's heroes like Crunch, for example. While he's great damage dealer with some amazing abilities, he doesn't have a way to stay healthy. He just doesn't. So you have to be more careful with somebody like Crunch But just know that there's two kind of categories of junglers. Those that can stay healthy in the jungle and those that cannot. Now, as the game progresses, it'll be easier and easier for you to farm your jungle. You'll kill them faster and faster, just naturally, as heroes get better and the cards you equipped are better. And that means that gives you more time to gank and to do map objectives. Map objectives are something we will talk about in our first co-op game where we're playing with other humans, as these bots don't necessarily respond very well to doing those map objectives. So just know that as the game progresses, it'll get easier for you to farm your jungle, get those buffs, and gives you more time to A, gank lanes, and also take down towers. So as a jungler, you are always watching your minimap, looking for enemy heroes to gank or towers to push, like I'm doing right now, or if there are towers to defend or allies that need help. You are the master at looking at your minimap and seeing what exactly the enemy team is doing and where you need to be. We got this tier 2 mid lane tower, and I am happy here, just simply pushing. I may grab this black buff and try to help the yin here that's pushing my right lane as that is pushed up. So always thinking of where another body, yours, could be in a useful place. Now, eventually, as you farm the jungle less and less, as it becomes faster and faster to do, it becomes more important for you to stick with your team and push down the enemy core. As you see here, we've taken down some inhibitors. We simply don't really need the jungle very much anymore. And you just keep pushing advantages when enemy heroes are dead, grouping up, taking down towers, pushing lanes, and eventually winning the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, please leave them down in the comments, as I would love to answer them for you. The jungle role is very complicated and complex. There's not really a straightforward answer to the jungle. You farm you farm your jungle and get your buffs for ganks, to defend a tower, to push a tower, or to get other map objectives. Really, it's very fluid, and it all depends on how well you can watch your minimap and see good opportunities. Please like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and of course, guys, subscribe. If you guys like this tutorial series, please subscribe so I can do it again for you in the future with other guides and content. Until next time, like always, stay optimistic and positive.